Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I'm here continuing to work with the Junk Journal January 2025 prompts hosted by Meg Journals. And today is day number 25 and the prompt is modern. And I guess the first thing that popped into my head when I heard the word modern was modern art. And then I was thinking specifically of there's like an artist that has all these like geometric square design paintings that are red, that are like primary colors. And so it took me a little while to find him, but I did find him, and his name is, I think, like he's a Dutch painter, I guess, but Peter Mondrian, and I probably saying his name wrong, and I think some people call him Piet Mondrian for shortened. But as you guys can kind of see on my phone, just those bright, like this one right here, you know, is what I'm thinking of for him. And so he, I believe, is like he does what's considered modern abstract art with all those squares. So I thought, well, let's try and make our own little design based on his. And then I was thinking just to kind of compare and contrast. I did also find in my like junk journaling stuff that's actually junk or garbage. And I had this candy wrapper that my parents, they went to France a couple of years ago with my sister and her family. And my mom brought this back because it was a wrapper from a candy bar that she bought. And she thought I could use it somewhere in a junk journal. So I'm finally using it. I've held on to it for a while. So I think I'm going to use that and just kind of maybe do like a flip on top of whatever we create today with this. So just to kind of compare and contrast that, you know, this is the Mona Lisa. And I believe it's Da Vinci from like the Renaissance. Italian Renaissance. So just to kind of compare and contrast, you know, modern art for earlier artworks. And so I think if I did this right, I just got to measure here. I just want to make sure before I start, because I'm working on this page right here in my journal, and I think this can get glued down on here. I think it fits. I just want to make sure. Yep. So we can just work off of these two papers, and I'm just going to use this as my like mat at the end, so I really don't need this piece yet. But he's known for just his bright colors, blues, yellows, reds, and he works on white, so that's why I'm starting with white paper. And this one's going to be a little bright again for me. I usually don't work with primary colors, but I actually have a lot of like scrapbooking paper and cardstock in bright colors just because I've helped my sister make a lot of like scrapbook pages for her kids, and she had 2 boys and a girl, and so the boys I use a lot of like primary colors when I help her scrapbook. So what I was thinking is I did have some scraps, so I took those, and I also have some other ones off to the side here, some other pieces if I need to cut more. And I was thinking I could try to rearrange these on here to make it look something like what his is. And I remember doing this as a kid in art class. I don't know if you guys did or not. So that's maybe why I remembered, you know, I just didn't remember his name. And then what I did is I also cut some strips of black, because I'll use those to border everything. And so I think I'm just going to quickly try not to think about it too much, arrange some of this on here, and then we'll see if we add the Mona Lisa or not, or if I just leave this for today. And then I just thought I'll just stamp the number 25 somewhere on the layout when I'm done. So he does have like black squares, and he does have white squares in his work besides the reds and the yellows. So I got to make sure that I just leave some of the white paper. And I'm thinking I could do that, because what I'll do then is once I glue these down, I will glue like the paper strips over them to make it have the borders, if that makes sense. So I think I like this one there, so I'm not gonna like lay everything out and then glue it. I'm just gonna try to do it as I go here if I think it looks okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this one down. Just gonna try not to think about it too much. Like I said, I think I can leave some white squares on here and be okay, because he has white squares in his stuff. So I just need a couple of colors because it's not a very big piece of paper that we're working on. So I think that'll work so far. And I'll do the black strips, I think, at the end. So now I grabbed another red, a blue, and a black. I don't know if I have any other sizes of red. Let's see what else I have. Yeah, let's do that, I think. And I'll just cut off the red on the bottom. So yeah, I don't even remember what grade, but I do remember making some sort of, in the art class that we had, something similar, and cutting up squares, and or else we use paint. Maybe we drew, I think we drew it, not cutting up paper, but I think we drew squares and colored them in, if I remember correctly. And I thought about doing that, but I just thought if this would be a great way to use up some of my scraps of cardstock, and I think it's going to go faster than if I were to paint in little squares or color them in with markers. I'm not even sure that, I don't use markers very often, and I think my markers are kind of dried out. They're getting pretty old, so I don't have any new ones. Okay, and then I wanted to put a black piece on here too, and I think I could put black. So I was thinking I could, draw like a couple white, or not draw, but, put in a couple of white boxes, because that kind of seemed like something that he did, and he did similar colors next to each other. Yeah, maybe I'll just put that there in the middle of these two and then border it. Really didn't want black on the outside edge, knowing that I'm matting it with black. I think if I just kind of put it in the middle. All right, so now we'll glue this red one down in the corner. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and put the little paper strips down. All right, it doesn't look like much, but it looks similar to the style of artwork that he did, I guess. So let's glue down some of these paper strips. I thought about using black washi, but the washi that I had was really thick, so really wide, so I didn't think that would look quite right. So then I thought, well, I'll just cut up some paper strips. Or I could have gone over it too, I think, with like a black Sharpie marker, but I think this is going to look a little more professional looking doing it this way. I don't know, you guys will have to tell me. I don't know if you guys thought of something different than what I did when you heard the word modern. So again, this will be another one of those ones that I'll be interested to see what everybody else thinks of and what they come up with. You know, you could do like modern architecture too, I suppose. Be another idea. Okay, the only bad thing about this is my hands are getting really full of glue. I should have grabbed a little wipe or something to have on the side. Guess I have a little paper towel here. Yeah, when I was thinking about this, I thought about just using like, you know, copying his style, but doing like the little squares, but doing like my shabby chic paper or something like that. But I decided not to do that and just kind of go with copying Peter's style. I also thought about using like scrapbooking paper that, like, you know, still the primary colors, but had like flowers in it or like patterns in it. But again, in the end, I just decided to run with this one, I guess. Well, maybe this one will fit. Nope. Maybe I'm gonna do like a couple squares here. Does this one fit this way? Yeah. Make a couple white squares before I edge it. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Just need one more this way. So I think I did pretty good. You know, it looks good from, you know, whatever angle you decide to do it on. And so I am going to mount it onto this. So then there's black around all the edges. I think that looks nice. And I'm going to stamp the number 25. I think I'll do it up here in this block. And so now I got to decide if I want to do the Mona Lisa and just add her in the middle, or if I want to make her into a flip. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is just cut her out. And then I'll make a decision. You know, this little candy wrapper's been floating around my craft room for quite a while. So it'd be fun to use it, because I don't know what else I would put it in. So I could mount her on the black. You know, and then I could maybe do a flip. And then I'll put a little journaling space on the back side. You know, I could just put it in the middle too and call it good. But I like to make sure I have spots for journaling. See if I have a piece of white that'll fit on the back side for journaling. I am not very good at cutting straight. Is that closer? Yeah, that's close enough. So let's glue this down. And let's glue Mona Lisa down. All right, today's is so very random. You know, again, You know, I've talked about it before in this series, but just how there's certain things you just normally probably not put into your journals, and then when you get a certain prompt, you know, it gets added into your journals. So here is that black washi tape that I was talking about. It's actually from Scotch brand, so it's, I think a long time ago I bought it at Walmart when they had washi tape. So I'm just going to use that to attach it on the side. Just going to rub a little more glue on it, just to make sure it holds. And where should we put her? And then I think I'm going to put just a, no, I think that's good. I was maybe going to put another piece of washi on the front side, but I kind of like it like that. And the last step is to just mount it on this other cardstock, and then to put it into my journal. All right, there is my finished layout for today. I mean, I like how it turned out. It's just not necessarily my colors, but I think it's, you know, a pretty nice composition for the theme for today. I don't know, you guys will have to let me know what you think. And again, that was modern, and tomorrow's prompt is movement. So again, thank you everybody so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting.